Hello children, I have read the topic Distractions of Indian Trade and Industries. Now in this point, it was like that the handlooms of India supplied textile to markets of Asia and Europe. Means what? From here we used to export many silk clothes, cotton clothes to European markets. Okay, for that the Indian people, that the merchants who was running this business, actually they have to pay a heavy tax. But when it's reached to England, the tax was very less. Here in India, 80% of tax, they used to levy 80% of tax on Indian market. So what happened? The Indian market, they went into very huge loss actually. So it is said what that while the cloth manufactured in India, the tax was high, but when it went to the England or Asian markets, the duty and the tax was very less. So what happened? The Indian merchants, they couldn't compete. They were running in loss actually. So what happened? People became poorer and poorer. There was no income and many of them lost their job, those who were working in the industries area. Moving further, the whole scenario changed as the British rule was implemented. See children, the scenario started to change and it affected the social life of the Indian people. So first it was started from agriculture sector, then it was started second, it affected the industries, the people who used to work in factories and the merchants. Okay, they face a huge loss actually. So the flow of bullions means bar of gold and silver got reversed actually. In the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the Britishers took 500 crores rupees as per today's standard only from Bengal during their rule. Just imagine the wealth the British would have accumulated from the whole country. Means what? They used to take 500 crores rupees as per today's standard. Means they used to take the tax. So slowly what happened? Odisha, Bengal, Bihar, they became that state, they became very poor and poorer. People were not satisfied. Okay, they were not getting the regular needs actually. Okay, now see, with the help of the raw materials produced in India, the money collected from India, the business and industries in the England prospered. What happened? Here, the British rule, they implemented many policies. They used to take many huge taxes from the poor people. And where it flourished? In England market. And that state, they become richer and richer. And our India, they become poorer and poorer. Their mills started progressing. The cloth manufactured in England, okay, in India without levying any duty on its, whereas there was taxes up to 80%, as I have told earlier, on the cloth manufactured in India. What these English people used to do, in these Britishers, they used to take raw materials to England from India. At that time, they used to pay very less tax to the Indian manufacturers. Okay. After becoming a finished goods, again they used to import from England, okay, to India, and they used to sell the finished goods in Indian market with a high cost or high price. So what happened? Slowly, as a result, textiles made in India become costlier and in the Indian market itself. So what happened? Here, the Indian market taxes were very high. So it was very costlier for the merchants also. They used to send goods to England. But after the finishing product, when it comes back to India, the price was very huge. So as a result, India becomes slowly bankrupt. Okay, so what happened? The handicrafts and the cottage industries could not withstand the competitions and they could not sustain themselves. So what happened? They couldn't stand, they couldn't compete with other merchants. Slowly it started to decline actually. So as I have explained in earlier videos also there, like small cottage industries like glass, paper and shipbuilding etc., it destroyed due to the many policies what Britishers have implemented on them. Okay, so many people they become employment. Okay, gradually the poor worker in the rural areas of India they became more poorer and poorer. Okay, now moving further, suspicious about the reforms. When William Bentinck came to India, liberal thinking was getting into strong hold in England. This way of thinking slowly reached India. Means what? As you know, today itself we are accepting lots of our Western culture, isn't it? As you know that our Indians were very orthodox type. They used to believe in superstitions and they used to believe in their social customs and many things. But in England at that time also people were very liberal and they were very frank actually. They were more broad-mannered actually. So slowly these things started to affect our Indian culture also. As you know that the British people they used to come here. So many families also they came, they migrated from England and they started to settle because of the army, their families, their children, they used to come and settle in India. The British rulers started taking interest in the lives of the people of India also. Lord William Bentinck became quite popular in India by introducing few beneficial reforms. Now what do you mean by reforms? Reforms means some changes in the society. Today you all know that we are studying in a co-education school actually. Earlier it was not like that. Girls used to go to girls schools and boys used to go to boys schools only. But today we can sit together. There is no differentiate between the caste and the religions or anything. Okay, you can understand. During this time, Indians started getting jobs in company administration. So what happened? First changes what they have done to take the trust of the Indian people, the Britishers started to give jobs in their company, okay, to Indians. Fine. So Indians were allowed to use their mother tongue in the court of law. The first change was that before that the Britishers they used to just have their British representatives only they can use English in the court, but because of this William Bentinck he has implemented one law, that is we can use our mother tongue in the court of law. At that time, Raja Ram Mohan Roy and other social reformers were consequently making efforts to stop the evil practice of sati. Bentinck agreed to see these efforts and passed a law in 1829 to ban the practice of sati. Now you all know what you mean by sati. Sati means if a girl lost her husband, then she have to end her life, okay, because her husband had died. So he want to just stop this sati system actually. In India, it was said that earlier small girls they used to get married, okay. Girls' education was much not importance for them actually. So it was a evil practice that if a husband dies, the wife also must die with the husband. So it was very cruel. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he was a reformer. He wanted to change the society. He wanted to change the belief. He was to change the thinking of the orthodox people to stop this act. It was said that only girls should end their life if the husband pass away. But if a girl pass away, if a woman pass away, the husband For husband, it was not like the same rules actually. So with the help of Bentinck, it was an efforts with the help of the Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and he passed, who? William Bentinck, he passed an act in 1829 that it should be banned for the practice of sati. So that was a first change in Indian society, okay, and people has to accept it. Moving further, during the time of William Bentinck, the English rulers tried to eradicate the social evils as per the will of social reformers. The orthodox class witnessed these reforms with the suspicious.